This is Dumbed Down Life number 15. I never know from one week to the next whether the theme tune is going to fade out by itself or not. So, cutting quickly that time. Hello, Lance.
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Right. Got a little bit of a change this week because first thing for a change, I've actually put some thought into the topics that I want to talk about. Don't normally do that. Second change is I'm actually going to do a little bit of an intro, so that you can try and guess what the topic's going to be about. All right?
Okay.
And here we go with intro number 1. Yes, last week, Saturday, saw the start of the 3rd series?
No. 4th?
Is it the 4th? Are you sure?
Tennant's done 2, hasn't he? Because you had Rose.
Oh, yes. And
then you had Freema Agriman thingy, whatever her name is.
Yep.
And before that, you had Mr. Eccleston.
Yes,
so this has got to be number 4.
Beginning of the 4th series of the new Doctor Who. Goodness knows how many series it would be if we were including all of the others. What did you think, sir?
I thought it was good. I can't actually remember it.
Yeah, it was that good.
Yeah, but no, this is my memory thing. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. So asking me what I watched 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, pushing. Oh no, it was the little potato fat people. Wasn't it?
It was the potato fat people. It was the I can't think of the name of them now. What was it called? It began with an A, I think.
God knows.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty weak, to be honest.
Adipose?
Adipose, that was it.
Adipose.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty weak as a story.
You did?
The special effects were adequate. Adipose looked a bit sort of slapdash. But then I think quite often the first one of the new series has been a weak one. I think that the first one of the previous series was weak as well. But I'm not going to stop watching it, obviously, but I just didn't really enjoy it.
But doesn't it sort of, I don't know, I remember the old Doctor Who's when the sets did wobble, so it's still good compared to that, isn't it? And who was the woman who was running the show? What do I know her from?
Coronation Street, I think.
It was Raquel.
Possibly. I'm not a Coronation Street person, but I think she's a
soap actress, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But yeah, no, I wasn't too impressed. I mean, obviously, I'm going to keep watching it until they stop making them.
I did like the bit where the Ghost Rose was there, though. Yes,
that got me. The very end, it's like tapped her on the shoulder, and I thought, well, who's she going to be tapping on the shoulder? That's what I was going to talk about. I remember now. The very first new series with the other Doctor, what's his name?
Eccleston.
Christopher
Eccleston.
Christopher Ecclescake had the Bad Wolf theme running through every single program, didn't it?
Possibly. Again, this was 4 years ago.
Oh dear. Bad Wolf came up either as graffiti on a wall somewhere, or it was the station name for the space station at the end.
Oh, in the same way as Mr. Saxon.
Well, Mr. Saxon wasn't as heavily advertised throughout that episode throughout that season as Bad Wolf was, and hopefully, sort of the Rose story is going to be sort of tied in to every episode of this season.
I would guess it might be, because I have heard that she's in like the last 3 or something.
The last 3 is what I've read as well, yeah. So
so I would guess that they will build on the fact that we've seen her now, and it'll build on it, and she'll come back again. Probably not every episode, but they definitely will see her again.
one of the other characters of the dim and distant Doctor Who's that we remember that's due to come back sometime this season is Davros.
Yes, I have read about that actually.
So that could be interesting.
This was the conversation we had earlier on in the week, wasn't it?
See,
Yeah.
I told you.
Because isn't David Bowie rumoured to have been approached?
To be Davros? Didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Did kind of disappoint me that he wasn't the clown in Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
Well, since the song's his and everything, it could have.
Yeah. And he wasn't he?
He was the clown. He
at some point he was called the clown, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been the Thin White Duke. He's been Ziggy Stardust or whatever his name is.
Yep.
And wasn't he something else? A clown or something?
Yeah.
I don't know Bowie that much.
I'm only hoping that the actress that plays the lead role in Ashes to Ashes actually ends up getting a part in Doctor Who as well, because I quite like her.
Yes.
Oh, Bolly Knickers.
Bolly Knickers. Christ, I'm trying to think of her name now.
Keely.
I'm usually quite... Hawks.
Keely Hawks, that's the one.
Yes, I'm usually quite good with names.
I'm normally useless with names, but because I like her, I made a point of remembering her name.
And what is it you like about her, Darren?
I don't know.
Acting ability, or...?
No, she's quite a sort of strange bird.
Strangely attractive, isn't she?
Being a bit huntish here, aren't I? She's a bit of a strange bird. She's sort of a posh kind of... Yeah, I've not seen her in anything else. Has she been in anything else?
Yeah, but I can't remember. Like Waking the Dead or something like that. She was in some police drama thingy.
Yeah, not seen many.
Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, not seen. Well, Ashes to Ashes is not really what I'd class to be a police drama. Well, right, we'll go on to the first bit of music, shall we?
Okay.
Yes. First bit of music is a group called Rotten Cheri, and it's a piece of music called Wrong. Oh, and that's Doctor Who still.
So that would be wrong.
Oh, that would be wrong. Here we go. Rotten Cheri.
Flipping through my photo album, that's when I found you. Smiling faces, hugs and kisses, we kept our secrets well. Why can't I get this right just once? Once again I was wrong. If it feels right, it's wrong. Can't even fight it, it's so wrong, so wrong. Did I push too long? Did I push too hard? Another love affair is over, and there's more baggage to discard. Why can't I get this right just once? 'Cause once again I was wrong. If it feels right, it's wrong. Can't even fight it, it's so wrong, so wrong. No matter how hard I try, love never goes as planned. It's never really that simple. Well, who's right and who's wrong? Never's perfect and never as strong. Maybe I am just too selfish. Maybe it's my self-defeating ways. Insecurity. You know you got the best of me. Why can't I get this right
Okay, so going back to something we talked about last week, Ken from Derby's responded again.
Good old Ken.
Yes, good old Ken. And it's concerning the Olympics and the drugs that we discussed last week.
Yeah.
And he says, we both missed the Olympic point that the unaided body must perform the task with the equipment available, therefore no drugs. If there is a breakthrough with material that is used in the equipment, then the body is still unaided. The cycle was a prime example, and like in some car formulas, it must be equipment that is readily available in the marketplace that is used for the race. The musculature, I said it, the musculature of the human body has not been enhanced by the swimsuit, no more than a new carbon fibre hull enhances the rower's body, or the archer's by his new micro-balanced carbon fibre bow. The equipment rules probably do not allow a swimmer to wear a suit that has fins or other swimming aids, but will allow any material that does not significantly change the swimmer's body shape. They are probably looking at the new swimsuits and saying, well, the swimmer can still behave in a normal manner, and therefore he must be producing all the power for the swim, him or herself. Swimmers have broken 13 records wearing the new suits, also one with wearing a more standard suit. The Olympic Committee has denied that there is any advantage from the new suits, but they are concerned about the material's thickness. And he closes with, I'm sure that if the swimmers could break records in the buff, they'd be doing it. Which is it's all a fair point, really, isn't it?
So
Yes.
the thing about having to be commercially available, I wonder, so like they have to be able to go down to any Halfords and buy the bike or whatever. It's something that's, because wasn't it rally cars that you had to do that with? You can't.
Yes.
You have to use
they
a
had
stock
to be
off the shelf model,
more or less,
custom
yeah.
built or something. Yeah.
I think with the rallies, the cars themselves had to be sort of road cars.
Yeah.
But the road cars didn't have to have the roll cages and all of that fitted.
Yeah. Now it does sound to me though as if Ken from Derby possibly quoted the BBC page there that you just skimmed over and didn't actually read in full. Was that possible?
It is possible. I don't know. You'll have to ask him next time he phones you. I don't know. But it's all fair points, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That the drugs are enhancing the athlete as opposed to the equipment.
Yeah.
The equipment doesn't actually enhance the athlete. They still have to have, if you have the most aerodynamic javelin ever, you've still got to have the strength in your arm to throw it.
Yep.
Which is a fair point. So yes, I'm probably in a minority here with my feelings that we should be allowed drugs. But yeah, no, that's the one piece of feedback we had this week. But thank you, Ken.
Yes, thanks, Dad. Ken.
Right. So the other things I want to talk about this week, I have a couple of things, but they're really, really short things. The first one, the big breaking news in my life, after 12 weeks of waiting, I finally got my Nintendo DS today.
Oh, goodness. All right.
I ordered it just after Christmas.
And I can tell that it's actually doing your memory some good.
Well, I've only had it for, what,
I can't remember, can you?
No, I can't. But it's fantastic. I love it. Very disappointed in the service, how long it took for me to actually get the thing. But I guess that's a common fault with Nintendo's supply at the minute with just about everybody. They're very sort of, they're having real troubles, aren't they?
I don't know whether they're having real troubles or whether the UK is just not seen as a significant market. Therefore, a lot of the stuff's going to higher demands in America and Japan and stuff.
I guess that's probable. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way. But I know they're sort of having difficulty keeping up with demand with both the Wii and the DS, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, you can't get either of them for love nor money.
And you've got the Wii with, sorry, you've got the DS with all these brain training things, have you? Or?
Yes, I have, yeah. I've got the brain training one. And it's very good, actually. I'm quite impressed with it. I did a quick test today. Basically, the brain training thing tells you how old your brain is. In sort of in years, but the idea is to have as young a brain as possible. Yeah. They sort of grade how fast your brain works.
You want a kind of a balance, really. I wouldn't want a teenager's brain.
the lowest you can go is 20.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Yeah, that's right.
And at the moment, mine is 34.
Oh, right.
Which is kind of good because I am actually 34. So I'm about average for my age, which is good.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you posted. When I hit 20, you'll be the first to know about it, if I remember.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that this brain training stuff is, well, it must be available on the internet as well somewhere, because I don't particularly want to buy a DS, but I do want to try some of that stuff.
I'm sure it is. There's one called a Snoop test or a Shoop test or something. I can't remember what the name is. But it's, yeah, ironically enough.
Yet again, yeah.
But it's the one where they flash up a word of a colour, and it's in a different colour, and you have to say the name of the colour, not the word.
Oh,
you have to say the colour, not the text.
Oh, okay.
So if it's the word black, but it's in red, you're supposed to say red.
Yeah.
And that's quite a good one. It does get you thinking and does catch you out.
Yeah.
But I've found a neat little trick to help with that one.
Put your nose flat up against the monitor so you can only see a tiny little bit of the word.
Kind of, yeah. Pretty much. You know these magic eye things that sort of did the rounds a few years ago?
Yes.
Where you literally had to
below
sort
your
of,
eyes.
Yeah, you had to sort of defocus, didn't you?
Yep.
Do that.
Yep. I think
You
that's called
defocus. Well, no, it's not. It's called using your intelligence.
Using your intelligence, yeah.
You can't read the word, but you can see the colour, so you just say the
when you've got the
colour.
maths problems, you're using a calculator because it doesn't say you can't. That's using your intelligence.
No, I'm not. I'm actually quite good at maths, but don't test me now because I'll embarrass myself. So yes, got that. Very, very, very happy. What else did I have to talk about? Very little planning this week, mate, I tell you. The Simpsons in Venezuela. Have you read about that?
I saw the headline, but I didn't actually read the story.
Right. The Simpsons is shown on Saturday mornings in Venezuela, and it's been pulled because it has been viewed as inappropriate for family viewing. And they've replaced it with Baywatch.
I'm almost tempted to agree, to be honest. It's not really family viewing. It's more sort of late teen viewing.
Yeah, I guess, but...
I mean, because Bart isn't an ideal role model.
No, neither's Homer, really, is
Neither's
he?
Homer. There is... although there's not swearing, there's mild sort of cuss language. I can understand wanting to put it after an early watershed. I would say no earlier than 6 o'clock in the evening.
But really, is it any worse than a lot of other cartoons? You know, I don't think it is, to be honest.
Such as?
Tom and Jerry. I know it's probably not something that's shown very often now, but the cartoon violence, you know, being smacked on the head with the Roadrunner things and all of that, and that was my headphones.
The cartoon violence, but it's not they're not showing you a family and how a family work together or don't. They're showing you a cat and a mouse, so it's kind of disjointed. But Roadrunner and all that sort of thing. It's cartoon violence, but it's not showing you how an American family live. Because essentially what The Simpsons is doing is taking the worst parts of any family and putting them all together.
Yeah.
But in doing so, it's becoming almost a role model for other families.
The Jerry Springer generation.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's... I disagree with them showing Jerry Springer during the daytime. Even though they're blanking out the swear words and stuff, I just don't think that sort of entertainment is daytime entertainment where kids could and are.
But then again, it's generally shown in the daytime while the kids are at school, isn't it? I guess with The Simpsons, it's on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Where the kids are likely to be at home looking at TV. But the point is, it has been replaced with Baywatch.
Replacing it with Baywatch.
Slow motion, Pamela Anderson running with pneumatic breasts.
Yeah, but the kids are only thinking, ooh, dinner.
Funnily enough, that's the thoughts that go through that.
I never really watched Baywatch, so I'm not sure that I can comment on that properly. But it's sort of A-Team Baywatch. Nobody ever gets hurt in the end of the day, sort of thing. Yeah.
I tend to look at Baywatch more than watch it. But funny you should mention the A-Team, because my second quick topic tonight concerns third, yeah. Sorry, it's that memory again, isn't it? Can I go now?
Go on,
please?
yeah.
It concerns one of the members of the A-Team. A few weeks ago, we played a song by Mixmaster Mandy, I think it was, with Mr. T. Whatever happened to Mr. T?
Yep.
Well, he was in this month's Empire magazine. They did a quick interview with him.
All right.
And one of the questions asked of him was, have you ever had a supernatural experience? And apparently he managed to bring a little kid out of a coma.
Wake up, fool!
I was waiting for that.
Sorry,
Hence the pause. I thought you'd get with that. When he was back in the mid '80s, when he was slightly more famous than he probably is now, or more popular, there was a cartoon Mr. T, wasn't there?
Yeah.
As well as the A-Team being shown and this, that, and the other.
All sorts of things about it.
So, according to Mixmaster Mandy, there was. I don't remember those myself, but I'm guessing that's probably more America than here.
Yeah.
This kid, he fell unconscious in Detroit, and the only physical movement he ever made was when somebody mentioned Mr. T. He was a very big Mr. T fan, and they bought all his dolls in. There were action figures of Mr. T, and had those in the hospital with him. And Mr. T happened to be in Detroit at some point for some convention or whatever. And a doctor heard about this, so they got in contact and asked him to come and sort of talk to this little lad. So he said he came down, I closed the curtains and prayed. And then I was walking out down the hall, and the kid suddenly came out of the coma and hollered out his name. Huh. And that was his supernatural moment. But I thought that was quite nice.
Yeah. That's unusual.
Yeah. That's it.
Because he was a deep boy. He is, I guess, a deeply religious sort of a bloke as well, wasn't he?
I think he is, and always has been. Yeah. So, by the power of prayer and Mr. T, he pulled the guy out of the coma.
That was cool. Right. Well, for the next piece of music, have I got this one right this time? What was the last one we did? We've done that one. For the next piece of music, we have The Coolaid and Hey Guy.
Is it you I see or is it me? Hey guy, what are you doing?
Right, any idea what we're going to talk about next then, Lance?
It's either guitars or Prince.
Yes.
Possibly both.
Bit of both, yeah. Like guitars or Prince. You were complaining, I believe, about the music collection of mine that you've kind of inherited and how it's utterly like 90% Prince.
I wouldn't go as far as saying I was complaining. That's a slightly harsher word for it.
But I just sort of wanted a chance to sort of defend my choice of him as being sort of my idol, really. Prince is music that I've been listening to since I was at college, which I was recently reminded is almost 20 years ago. Oh, he's been releasing music for donkey's years. Back before 1999, funny enough.
Funnily enough, yeah.
And having seen him in concert just the once this year, his musical ability is absolutely second to none.
Without a doubt, no. I absolutely fully agree with you. Can't he play like 100 different instruments or something?
Quite
silly?
Possibly, but all at once, knowing him as well. But seeing him come up through the stage with sort of the clouds of smoke, playing the guitar riff from "Whole Lot of Love," was like it brought tears to my eyes. Literally, it was fantastic. Apparently, the concert. And I'm bound to be corrected on this. The concert isn't going to be released on DVD or anything like that because he wants it to be only those people that went there remember it as it was. The whole idea of sort of putting a concert onto DVD diminishes the concert experience, and so he doesn't want it released in that way.
Which I would say is kind of a shame because for people that do like Prince but didn't get tickets because there's only a finite amount of people you can fit into the show.
Yep.
That's a bit unfortunate for the fans that didn't get there that would like to see him perform live.
There were certainly a lot of parts of that show that I would like to have recorded versions of because they were covers and things that he's not released on any other medium. But the thing is, of all the shows that he did, no two shows were the same. So even if you were to get the video, it would be yet another
unless it was a show you went to.
Unless it was that particular one you went to, or unless they did bits from all the different shows, which again gives you another experience that nobody's seen before.
And with an artist that's been around that long, I guess for his own sanity, his set list would change from night for night. So he's got the sort of back catalogue to do that with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he just doesn't get bored of playing the same 20 songs every night in, night out for the next sort of however many months the tour goes on for.
Yeah.
Mixing and match it up a bit.
See, for me, the O2 Arena is about as far the other side of London as I am to the west. So I had to go all the way across central London to get out to the O2. And I took Cara with me, my stepdaughter. And she had never heard Prince before. So I set the iPod to playlist Prince. And I said, right, so he's bound to play that one. He probably won't play that one. And we went through all these different ones. The one thing that I didn't think he would play, I didn't think he'd play 1999 because, it's been and gone now. But he did. So
it's a really big hit single though, isn't it? So he has to play it in the same way as I would hope to God that he played Purple Rain.
Oh goodness, yes. Well, he played again. I went to the concert twice, and he did play Purple Rain both times. Of course, both times bringing down their house.
Absolutely,
with the purple lighting and the whole everything. It's fantastic. What was I going to say? There was, he did a cover of Gnarls Barkley, Crazy.
Oh right,
where he was actually just one of the backing musicians to a female singer that was actually singing the song. But it was great because Cara was able to sing along with some of the songs that she knew, and it sort of made her more interested in it because she's in sort of going to a concert for somebody that was so old. She's like, oh, he's old, and he actually did play Nothing Compares to You, which he wrote originally, but I'd never heard him perform it himself.
Sinead O'Connor?
I don't know if he wrote it for Sinead O'Connor, but certainly Sinead was the one that made it famous.
Yeah.
But he did that. Somebody else has more recently done a cover, which is what Karen knew. So she knew that song when it came up. But as an entertainer, he is absolutely fantastic. Eccentric, absolutely, but really, really good.
With Prince, I do like Prince, but a lot of his stuff I can take or leave it.
Yeah.
The songs that I do like, I really, really do like.
Yeah.
If you look back on one of the posts I made on my live journal this week, Purple Rain is one of my favourite songs of all time. I think it's one of the best songs ever written.
Yep.
I really do. But a lot of his other stuff, I can pretty much bin it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And there's that one, When Doves Cry.
Yep.
And Sign of the Times. Sign of the Times is a fantastic song.
Yep. Sign of the Times. I think, was it Sign of the Times? One of his albums is actually a gapless album, which is a pain, because if you're not in the mood for an entire album's worth of Prince, as soon as that starts playing, you just go off and turn it off, and you miss some of the good tracks. I think Sign of the Times is on that album, along with things like Alphabet Street and some of the others. But what else? You're saying about your favourite tracks of all time. My favourite track of all time, just saying how much I like Prince, favourite track of all time has got to be Bohemian Rhapsody. Just so happens that earlier in the week, Ken from Derby sent me a link to a YouTube video of a Octet.
8 people?
Yeah, 8 people doing harmonising to Bohemian Rhapsody. I shall put links to that in the show notes because that was well worth watching. And,
absolutely.
I happened to go from there to follow through all the other songs that they did, such as sort of covers of all the Lion King songs, and it was just, that was an evening an evening well spent just bouncing around YouTube listening to this particular group. Right, well, I think it's been more than half an hour, dude.
I would think so, yeah.
It's looking to me as if it's probably about 40 minutes, if that's...
Which seems to be becoming some sort of an average for us at the minute, doesn't it? We seem to be stretching things a little bit.
One thing that we did forget last week, do you remember what we forgot last week?
The contact information.
The contact information, yes.
But the funny thing is, the one week we didn't give the contact information out, somebody contacted us.
Or Dad knows where he'd have phoned up if he... I'm surprised Dad didn't leave me an email telling me you've forgotten about the contact information, to be honest. Right, well, what is the email address? Sorry.
It's ddl.podshow@gmail.com.
And the website address is ddl.podshow.com.
And the Twitter username is dumbeddownlife.
So,
is the phone working yet?
The phone's not working, and I don't think that it's going to be working anymore.
Right.
The actual, I was paying for it, and I'm not sure whether it was working or what was. So, not knowing whether it's working from one day to the next, it's hardly worth having a number that people can phone because it was just not reliable enough. May well find a different method for doing it, but won't be using the Skype option anymore. So it'll be a different
people
number.
Could always record it and mail it to us.
Absolutely, record it and mail it to us. I should set up a Skype account that people could leave voicemail on. That would work. Other options for the future.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening, and it'll be the same time-ish next week. Ta-ra!
Ta-ra!
Oh, no, you don't want that, do you? I mean, I could listen to that one, but I won't listen to this one, shall I?